Hello there, my beautiful collective. I hope you're having a wonderful day. What's going on? What's going on? Blue moon. You saw me standing alone. I wasn't going to do this, but then I picked this deck up, and there was at the bottom of the deck the moon card. So, what the hell? What's going on there? Ooh. Fourth house energy? Oh, I'm not really a big astrologist. Well, I'm not. Fourth house? Fourth quarter moon? Something about the moon there. What the fuck is that? God protects me and God fights my battles. No weapon formed in spirit or physical against me shall prosper. I'm highly favored and protected from all evil. As is my beautiful collective. What's going on there? A message for somebody in here. Hermit mode. Ooh. Silence. Healing energy. Healing messages. Virgo energy. The star, guided, positive affirmations, do the work, 9 of Cups. You're really doing the work. Wheel of Fortune down there at the bottom of that. You're coming from this Hierophant energy. Oh, you are tuned in and tapped in. Yes, you are. Ready to go out there and change the world with that Knight of Wands. What's going on here, though? You're getting some good guidance here. You're getting a lot of good guidance here. Moving forward. Moving forward. Knight of Swords. 7 of Cups. That's like cutting through any illusion or confusion. Some of you needed to take a step back to really kind of assess what it is you wanted. What the hell's going up? 7 of Cups is kind of like when you're driving down the highway and next thing you know, you get a lot of fog coming over and you're not quite sure. So you turn on your fog lamps, right? Because if you turn your brights on, you can't see shit. So some of you, that's kind of the whole point here. And when you hit fog, you slow the fuck down, right? If you can't see in front of you, you slow the fuck down. But you see on this 7 of Cups, there ain't no fog around here. So it's like you know, you're paying attention to the road signs. Capricorn energy ahead. But notice this one, that's not being held there. So you have choices to make, so please do choose wisely. King of Wands down here. Wheel of Fortune, Hierophant, the King of Wands. You really have been focusing, and I want you to notice this King of Wands, the sort of light in that hand, right? You see that? A lot of you have so guided. Any stagnation has been there for a reason. You had to assess. You had to slow down, right? There was fog on the road. You couldn't see what's in front of you. So, you had to do what you had to do. And it's always good in those instances to slow the fuck down, take your time, so that way you can avoid any incidents, right? Bottom of the deck. 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Strength card to the 6 of Wands. So you did what you needed to do, right? You assessed the situation and you responded accordingly. If you can't see what's ahead, you make sure that you can. So you slow down, you take stock, you wait, strength, patience, and it kind of helps guide you through. So those of you, don't be so impatient for things. When the Wheel of Fortune shows up, that's all divine timing, right? That has absolutely, you cannot set your watch to that, your clock to that. You can't put that date down on your calendar. It just happens. But it happens because everything sort of comes into play. I like the Leo energy around you. You should be feeling very protected, very strong, very on point. You know. So you're very cautious. You obey the road laws, right? If you see slow down, you slow the fuck down. Some of you in the foggy areas, you're aware of your environment. Some of you, you know to put snowshoes or chains on your tires. You're cautious. Five of Pentacles, the World card, Six of Swords, to the Tower, the change. Something brought about this change for you. And that's what allowed you. You learned how to look at something differently. Your whole concept of your life, what was around you, changed. And you really started being more attentive. You're just always aware of change. It's not like you're always aware. How do you want to put that? You're just cautious. So you probably have a first aid kit on you somewhere or another. You keep Band-Aids, aspirin, anything like that. You're prepared enough. You're not like overly fucking prepared, but you know, you do enough of what you need to do to feel safe, right? Feel like you got everything in control that you can control. Because you know there's things that's going to come up that you cannot. You've been through that, and that kind of changed your thought process and made you just think more clearer, right? All them swords right there on that. And this is you. There ain't no other person steering that boat. This is what you've been able to do. Kind of like, Jesus, take the wheel. Only you ain't giving that wheel up to Jesus. You got this. Because you're prepared. You're cautious. When caution is needed. You know what I mean? But damn, some of you, it probably took you a hot minute to get there. It probably took you a while. But I feel like you were patient. You trusted it. Yeah, you did the healing. That was that whole hermit energy. You focused on you. You did the healing. Some of you learned how to do a little bit of work that you probably never thought you'd ever do. You changed. So you probably know how to change a flat tire. You probably know how to check your oil. You could probably do a few chores around the house. You had to grow and learn, but you did it in a very good way. But there are no illusions or confusions heading your way. You know what I mean? You're always aware of that, but you're not so overly cautious to the point that you don't live. Yeah, with the snake right there. You're not going to build your campsite over a rattlesnake den and then be surprised when the rattlesnakes start showing up at your camp, right? It's like you're going to be very cautious. I hate to say very cautious. It's like it's a normal amount of caution. But for some reason, you're like a little more aware. But it feels like you came from something that made you get in that energy. This isn't like prepper energy where you buy like 50 pounds of something. This is just, you have first aid stuff available. Whenever you do, you're cautious. You're not going to put your tent on a rattlesnake den. You know what I mean? You're aware. Knight of Wands there at the Knight of Swords, moving forward, clear head, clear thoughts. You know what it is you want, and it's like safe journeys ahead. You're prepared. Yeah, you learned from a situation. So you went through something. And it doesn't have to be overly dramatic. Maybe some of you had a flat tire in the middle of the night. You were stuck somewhere and you didn't know. And now you're like, fuck that. That ain't going to happen again. Or you were out and, you know, someone cut themselves and you didn't have anything around. It feels like you learned because you were in that situation, but now you're better. You're just more aware. But that's kind of how life is, right? You get complacent and then you forget things and then bam, something happens and you're like, well, why the fuck didn't I know how to do that? Or why didn't I have that on me, right? A little box of just a little first aid kit. You can buy them at the grocery store, buy them at the drugstore. So I like this. But some of you, remember that stagnation is not always bad. You have to learn. Where's Aquarius at? Where you at, Aquarius? Because the whole time, it was for you. That's the Aquarian star in that lantern. See it right there? Top of the deck is a 9 of Cups. You'll get there because you're aware of what might take you off track. So it feels like you got a little journey ahead. You've still got some work to do, some things to do. So whatever your goals are, stay focused on them. Without that 8 of Cups there, I think a lot of you are going to be able to move forward and really avoid the pitfalls. You know what I mean? What's his 9 of Cups? What is this 9 of Cups? Ace of Swords. This is knowing what the fuck you want. And this speaks on self-awareness. Something caused you to just be prepared. You had a situation, maybe it was a light scare, something happened. Something got you thinking. So now you're just cautious. Some of you might feel a little overly cautious, but it's kind of like when you're doing, okay, when you like fall off a bike and then you get back on it and you're like, okay, you're just a little extra cautious. Or you're driving and you about have a near miss and then you're more attentive. It feels like you're moving forward in that sort of energy. But it feels like it's to your benefit. Especially if you got precious cargo on board with you, right? Yeah. I feel like you felt hopeless. You felt kind of stuck, like you just didn't know what the hell to do, and that kind of forced you to take some time and learn. Especially if you had precious cargo on board. Some of you, something could have happened to someone that you love, and it kind of made you start thinking about something. You know, it's interesting what catches our attention when it happens around us, especially when we become complacent in life. Maybe some of you felt that way, right? You could have been in a situation where you could have helped somebody, but you really didn't know what to do. So now you're just a little extra cautious. But you're in a good energy. Stay focused. You're probably going to be a little overly cautious for a while, though. But it's just, it's like kind of what happens when you have like a near miss, or, you know, you fall off your fucking bike and you have to get back on it. You get that sort of hesitation, which is just normal. what do they call it? Like pea shy. It'll take you a little bit, but it's all good. I love that. Because you're aware moving forward, right? It's like you're driving down the highway and the fog comes on. So you know to slow your ass down and turn the fog lights on. You're just cautious. But it's to your benefit. Ooh, peace, love, and light.